Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Talk Apollo Talk. Today's topic is Survivor Series 2018, and didn't really think of much of an intro for this because it's the usual thing. You guys know what I mean? We just had a NXT takeover, and of course the WWE pay-per-view that follows it does not at all come close to beating it, but that's okay. I don't think this was a bad Survivor Series, although I question some of the decisions just like we all do. I've avoided hearing any other opinions. I'm trying to get my own voice heard here and share with you all wonderful people. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's dive right into Survivor Series and cap off this fun wrestling weekend. Now, first of all, the 2 hour kickoff. Obviously, a whole hour of it is just this and only this because what else, right? It's not like we paid to see any wrestling. Um, in terms of major topics of importance, Natalia and Ruby Riott were kicked off of Team Raw. A smart decision, but a very last minute decision. The story here was that backstage, Team Raw's women's team was having a discussion, but Natalia and Ruby Riott could not for the life of them get along, and I can't really say I'm surprised. So Alexa Bliss, not wrestling but team captain, threw him off the team and replaced them later in the night with Sasha Banks and Bayley. Okay then, first of all, you just had a match between those two and you shafted them aside for Ruby Riott. Second of all, they should have no interest in helping you, but what the heck, right? Wrestling! Let's work together, even though we just can't stand each other. But that's okay. That's okay. That's wrestling in a nutshell for Survivor Series. As far as the SmackDown women's team went, well, I can't really say I was disappointed. It was annoying, but I think it was expected. The fifth member of the Team SmackDown's women's team was announced on the kickoff, Mandy Rose. Not really surprised by that, in all honesty. So, yep, Mandy Rose. So no Nikki Cross, no call-ups from NXT, nothing like that. It was a very lackluster event in terms of, oh, I wonder who's going to show up. Because think about it. No AJ Styles, no Randy Orton, no Elias. Okay, why not? That was a good question in my opinion. Apparently there's rumors that when it comes to AJ Styles, his contract is coming up and he has not negotiated a new deal, which might have actually had more to WWE giving Daniel Bryan the title all of a sudden. Last minute decisions are what WWE do best sometimes. So, maybe not right all the time, but they do them. And quick. Um, in terms of other news, and I'm just trying to go through it in my head once again, I cannot think of anything too important in terms of the kickoff when it comes to segments. So let's dive right into the first match of the night. It was the only match on the kickoff, understandable. I think it clocked in around 20, maybe even 30 minutes. I don't think it was that long, maybe 20 minutes or something. Sounds about right. It was Team Raw versus Team SmackDown tag teams. So from Team Raw, we had the teams of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, the Ascension, the B Team, the Revival, and Lucha House Party, who I still just don't understand have showed up, but that's okay, they're fun. Versus Team SmackDown, the Usos, the New Day, the other teams, the Club, of course, the Colognes, and Sanity. Now, this match, honestly, was done pretty well. It was actually pretty entertaining, although there were some slight moments that caught my attention. For example, Kalisto looked like he injured his leg, and Grand Metalik actually replaced him in the match. I'm not even kidding. Kalisto rolled to the outside, and I think he was there just about the whole match being checked on, while Grand Metalik just took his place with Lince Dorado on the team. Okay then, so that happened. I hope he's okay. As far as wrestling, again, it was a good match. Eventually, once things finally calmed down, we finally had the stable two teams from Raw versus the two teams from SmackDown. Revival, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable were left for Raw. Usos, New Day left for SmackDown. Not at all surprised by that. It did come to something, though, I was really looking forward to, though, because when the dust finally settled, Usos versus the Revival. Oh, that was fun, even though it was just for a brief few minutes. Oh, it was a lot of fun. And after the back and forth tedious, it's the super kicks, the splash, 1, 2, 3. Team SmackDown win. Usos are the sole survivors. Excellent match. I think we all agreed this was the right way to go for this. But this match did not count for points whatsoever. What was the point then? I'm not even joking. When we started the show and went through the first match, we'll get there. It didn't even count the kickoff match as a point for SmackDown. It was ridiculous. It was literally just throwing this match for the sake of happening. There was no meaning to it whatsoever other than some good wrestling. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm just bringing it up. It was a real surprise to me, and I did not at all understand it. But hey, we got it. I enjoyed Usos Revival. It was a fun spot. Also, the elimination of Rude and Gable was pretty good too. Gable's moonsault got caught by Big E, and into the midnight hour it went. Awesome stuff. No hate on that match. Now let's start the show. This opener surprised me because what was it? It was another Survivor Series elimination match. I'm not even joking. They started with the women's 5-on-5. It made sense considering how much they hyped it during the kickoff. So we got it. Let's start it up. Now for Team Raw, obviously Alexa Bliss, the captain, although she did not wrestle, and this time she did not interfere whatsoever. Many rumors and whatnot are coming that her career is over. If that's true, it's disappointing to hear. Good luck, Alexa. But as far as roles go, you can have an excellent one as a manager, anything like that. Because your mouth is probably the best thing going for you right now on the main roster. As for the team itself, though, as I just mentioned earlier, Natalya and Ruby Riott were taken off. That means no Riott Squad at ringside either. So Bayley, Sasha Banks, Tamina, Nia Jax, and, of course, the fifth member, Alexa Bliss's best friend, Mickie James, taking on Team SmackDown, led by the new team captain Naomi, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Carmella, and Asuka. This match, it was good also. I can't say I didn't like it. I enjoyed the back and forth of it. Although quick eliminations in the first minute, after the teams brawl for a bit, super kick by Tamina to Naomi, out goes the captain, and then a roll up by Carmella, out goes Tamina, and then a dance break. It was a bit of a surprise there, and things finally started to settle down. We were starting to see what direction they were going to go, although I'll give the crowd props for this. One, they were just about anti-Raw the whole night. Go SmackDown. Sadly, not the right night for them to do that, but at the same time, I enjoyed it very much. Also, the heat that Nia Jax got the whole night was absolutely incredible. Props to the universe. Props even to WWE for pushing her heat, because she even took some more shots backstage and on Twitter. It's working, and if this helps Becky, then I'm up for that. So, again, though, back to the match. Things finally settled down. We finally got our stable remains of Team Raw, Sasha Banks and Nia Jax, who really didn't do much during the match, but again, it works for the heat, taking on Asuka. Now, Sasha Banks seemed to be in control, but then Nia Jax just pushes Sasha off of the top rope. Asuka catches her, I think, with the Asuka lock, and Sasha tapped out. Nia Jax was not in the mood to be a team player tonight at all. She comes in, just goes Hulk Hogan burial on Asuka. 3 leg drops just about. Samoan drop. 1, 2, 3. Nia Jax finally gets one on Asuka and is the sole survivor for Team Raw. This was done well. It made sense booking-wise. I'm not going to complain. I knew Team Raw was going to get this simply because the simple fact, Nia Jax is next in line for Ronda Rousey's title. She's not going to lose. Not going to happen. So, no complaints there. Moving on to the match that I thought was going to start the night, and was not a bigger disappointment than I thought it was going to be. I am, of course, referring to Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. First of all, Nakamura's outfit. How do you wrestle in that the whole night? I understand that most of the match was rest holds. Well, not most of the match. A good portion of it was. That's what I knew would be disappointing about this WWE style. But fair to Nakamura, he was wrestling in that outfit the whole night. Did you see that? Oh, my goodness, man. Then we get to some of the good spots. Rollins gets his, what do they call it? The ripcord knee? I call it a KL. I just think it sounds better in my head. Nakamura survives that. Rollins gets some buckle bombs. Austin counters. Nakamura gets some of his shots, his driver, and even a Kinshasa to the back that Rollins somehow survives. Some roll throughs, curb stomp, 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins pins Shinsuke Nakamura clean. No Dean Ambrose interference whatsoever, and another point for Team Raw. That actually surprised me. I thought we were going to have another big thing where Ambrose would possibly come out during the match or just show up after and again demolish Rollins in some way and finally say why he did this, what he wants. Nope. Did not get anything like that. So, I guess, good for Seth Rollins. Shinsuke, you needed that more, man. I am sorry to see that happen. And the way things are going, it's just amazing how many of the top baby faces are being turned heel this year. I've discussed this before. Shinsuke, of course, being one of them, now along with Daniel Bryan, Johnny Gargano, Dean Ambrose. Even other companies are ripping this thing off, in my opinion. Martin Kirby being turned heel and defiant was a big surprise to me, too. So, I'm thinking, Nakamura, if we want to just work with this, maybe it's time just to turn you face again. You could come back out on SmackDown saying, oh, I had such a great match, you know what, it woke me up or something like that. It would be lame, but at the same time, we don't need you as a heel anymore. It's not working anymore. So, just my opinion, just some thoughts. It might or might not happen, but we'll see where it goes. Anyway, Seth Rollins gets the win for Raw, but does have an interview later in the night where the interviewer confirms to Seth Rollins that Dean Ambrose is getting an Intercontinental Championship match at TLC. So, things are starting to finally happen. Rollins-Ambrose, the first match set for TLC as far as I'm concerned. And if it gets a stipulation, I can't wait to see what. But the first match of these two, obviously, I'm thinking they're going to keep it a regular. Even though that's more of a disappointment, I know. We'll see, though. Maybe there'll be something like a TLC match. That'd be great. I'd love to see those two do that. Their ladder match in 2015 was superb. But let's move on to the rest of the show. I believe the fourth match, and this is where the show slowed down a little bit, was AOP Raw Tag Team Champions taking on the Bar SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions with their managers in their respective corners. Drake Maverick, of course, coming out for AOP. The Big Show coming out with the Bar. And this match was meh, really. This one was short, and part of me understands why. So I'm not really going to complain about it, except just the comedy they did. Big Show scaring Drake Maverick, who helped the AOP survive some shots. I think even a bro kick. Maverick put a member of AOP's foot on the rope. So Big Show grabs him. He's choking him against the ropes, and Drake Maverick pees his pants. Yeah, okay. What are we, 4, 5 years old? Yeah. And then AOP take advantage. They push down Cesaro. Big Show's laughing about Maverick peeing himself. And then AOP hit their new, I guess, suplex neckbreaker powerbomb combo. And pin Sheamus. Razor pin Sheamus. That's it. AOP win. Another point for Raw. That surprised me because at that point I was thinking, okay, no, SmackDown needs to get this one. Oh, no, AOP win. Well, because the first match on the kickoff did not count for points, all SmackDown can do is draw now, because Raw has 3-0. That did not happen! And wow, that's all I have to say to that. But enough about Raw and SmackDown. It's time to talk about 205 Live. That's right, the 5th match of the night. Buddy Murphy defending his Cruiserweight Championship against Mustafa Ali. I'm not going to go into too much detail about this, because this is a match, 1, you should probably go see. 2, not their best match this year if you've seen some of their matches on 205. But 3, this got time. I am amazed that this match actually got enough time to take off, get the crowd interested, and got some A-quality spots in there. The Spanish Fly off the announce table, that DDT while Murphy was hung in the ropes. Oh my gosh, this match was worth watching. I enjoyed every minute of it. Finally, though, the champion Murphy gets the advantage with a catching knee into Murphy's Law. 1, 2, 3. Buddy Murphy retains the Cruiserweight Championship. No surprise here, he just won the title. He's just getting started. Ali had another big chance, but could not grab it. Hopefully he'll grab it next year. No managers for the match either. No Tony Nese, no Cedric Alexander. So it was good. This was just good booking and a good match. So no complaints here. But now it's time to talk about the biggest downer of the evening. I am referring to the men's 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match. And I'll say one thing, I'm glad this wasn't the main event because this felt pointless. Everything you did with Shane McMahon at Crown Jewel was meaningless because Raw won. Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre survived this match, and Shane McMahon was again the last person eliminated. Yeah, so that happened. I don't really understand the point now because at this point, no way are they turning Shane McMahon heel. Even if he helps Daniel Bryan with the title, it wouldn't be enough. So, I didn't get it. This is the one part of the show where I can't really give any praise to anything. All this did was, one, tick off the crowd because at that point Raw won. Two, just keep storyline things going for Raw. Baron Corbin is going to get mauled by Strowman at some point. He even took a cheap shot at Strowman after the match and then ran up the apron with Lashley and Drew. So, the only plus I can see is that, again, Drew McIntyre looks great. He eliminated Samoa Joe in the first 30 seconds of the match. Joe was trying to get the clutch in, and then McIntyre just counters into the Claymore kick. So much for you, Joe. That was very disappointing. Man. But, again, I like Drew, so at least this is keeping him strong. I don't want to go into too much detail about this because this was just the low point of the show. Low point of the show. So let's talk about the last two matches, on the other hand, which in my opinion saved the show. Next, Ronda Rousey, Charlotte Flair. Did this match disappoint? Of course not. Oh my goodness, this was good. It was great. And without a doubt, Charlotte's best spear in her career either. I have never seen her spear sold like that, and that was one of the closest falls. I thought Charlotte was winning off of that. Again, this is a match you need to go see. I don't want to describe it. It was amazing. The counters these two women had, and this really proves that Ronda Rousey is high WWE talent. Going head to head with Charlotte like that. Awesome match. Awesome match. The ending, though, was a big surprise. Ronda Rousey was getting back in control, but then Charlotte just hits her with a kendo stick. Disqualification. Charlotte Flair does not take a pinfall or submission loss in this match. DQ, and just completely and utterly destroys Ronda Rousey. Kendo stick shots, chair shots, even put Ronda's head in the chair and stepped on it. Charlotte has lost it big time, and I'm wondering at this point, wow, is this what it took to turn Becky Lynch into full-time face and Charlotte back to a heel? Is this what it took? Because it took a lot to get this far. So, wow. But I wasn't mad about the DQ. I was just more stunned and in my mind pondering, oh my gosh, so this is what it took. It was great. It was great. It was a good feel moment. The crowd were all over Charlotte for doing that, like in a good way. They were Team SmackDown, I told you. And no sympathy for Ronda when she left either. Nope. Oh man. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the future with this. This could very well be the start of the 4 Horsewomen versus the 4 Horsewomen. We'll see. Of course, I'm referring to WWE Horsewomen and UFC Horsewomen. You never know. We'll see. But now it's time to talk about the main event. For the first time ever, Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan, Universal Champion, takes on the WWE Champion. Daniel Bryan just won the championship this week. I'm not going to lie, I had been dreading the day for more than 4 years thinking about this match, because this was supposed to happen at SummerSlam in 2014. It didn't. Daniel Bryan got injured, had to relinquish his world championship. Even in 2015 there was a possibility, but nope. Daniel Bryan did not win the Rumble. He did not beat Roman Reigns at Fastlane. Nope. But now the time has come for Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar. And what happened in the first 5, maybe even more, like 7 minutes of the match? Oh, Lesnar just, he abolished him. My goodness. Bryan was just playing games with him for the first couple of minutes, and Lesnar was sick of it. He started with a strike to Bryan's head and then some suplexes that made me think that Daniel Bryan was permanently on the shelf. He put in the work, is what Lesnar did. At least 10 suplexes to Bryan. And Heyman was selling it beautifully outside watching like, Brock, you killed him. But nope. Lesnar hits an F5. Thankfully, that was not the end of the match. He picks up Daniel Bryan, does not even give Bryan any chance of kicking out or the match ending. And then Brock gets a little bit cocky. Bryan eventually can get some kicks while he's down, and Brock goes for another F5. Bryan falls into the referee. A low blow to Lesnar while the referee was looking away. A running knee, and one of the closest falls I've ever seen in my life. At that point, Daniel Bryan put in the work, and this got good. Another running knee was hit, but Lesnar kicked out again. The yes lock was put in twice, but he wouldn't tap. Finally, though, he got caught with a second F5. 1, 2, 3. I love the crowd, though, for some of the match, just chanting same old S, like, we've seen this before, Brock, enough of this. But Brock won. Can't say I'm surprised, but I was really rooting for Daniel Bryan. I don't care about the heel turn. He's no heel in my eyes. He's champion again, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. So, was this a bad Survivor Series? No, I wouldn't say it's a bad Survivor Series. It was very fun. But again, like some of the big shows WWE hypes, it was very confusing. I think this had a lot to do with a few factors, including one, there were injuries, people leaving, and whatnot. They had to change around the booking big time. Two, a huge amount of shows in the past month. Think about it. Super Show, Evolution, Crown Jewel. Come on, how are we going to hype a Survivor Series to be as good as we think it can be with all this other stuff going on? Everything better calm down now because TLC is a little under a month away. Let's calm down and start booking that properly. Easy. There were problems, but I don't think we need to take it out on this show. It was good, but again, Raw winning 6-0 in their eyes. This wasn't really the right year to do that kind of thing, in my opinion. I understand it's revenge for Shane doing what he did at Crown Jewel, but at the same time, it didn't feel right. No, it didn't feel natural, so nah. But overall, fun show. I enjoyed it. Another wrestling weekend through. We can only hope for the best going forward. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, love you guys. Thank you for the views. Glad you are still enjoying the content. I look forward to seeing you guys again in December for my TLC predictions. It's going to be a bit till I see you guys then. I'm caught up in tons of stuff right now, so I will be so happy when we get to that time. Good old Christmas break coming up soon. Can't hate that. And anybody celebrating any other holidays, I hope you enjoy them. I will see you all in the later video. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you liked about Survivor Series. Did it live up to your expectations? What is not as good as you thought it would be? Let me know. I will see you all next month. Keep it real.